Okay, today I'm going to attempt to fix my Arcade1Up Marvel Superheroes HSN edition. Let me show you the problems I'm having with it. My LED buttons are not lighting properly. As you see, the red and yellow. The yellow's flashing a little bit, the red works, but the other ones just simply don't work. And I have the same problem on the other side as well. Other buttons just aren't working. Also, I have a problem with my volume and switch as well. As you see, I can hold the volume in one direction, the volume up, it goes all the way up, then push it down, goes all the way down without me holding the button on its own. So the volume switch is sticking. So let's take it apart and see what we can do about fixing it. Okay, this is the deck out of the machine, and it's pretty obvious some liquid was spilled in there by one of the kids, I'm assuming. Now the volume switch shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to just scrub it down a little alcohol. It should work fine. It's the control board I'm concerned about. Even though the buttons themselves still function, the LEDs, the same ones are out on both sides, so I know the problem's on the board. And the switches still function, so hopefully I have to get that board out, take a look at it, and hopefully I can fix it, because I don't have a spare one laying around anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart and go from there. I'm cleaning the top here, get all the dirt and sticky gunk that was on here. And as you see, it looks a lot better now. But let me get the board off and look at it from there. There we go. Get that cleaned up. Just use the alcohol and toothbrush to scrub the board. Hook my control deck back up because I want to see if the LEDs actually work now. Let me get it turned on. The marquee is lit, but the buttons aren't lighting up. Doesn't even look like the red and yellow are lit this time. Let me check them out and see. Nope, neither one is lit. It's completely dead now. Just checking to see if the buttons work as far as gameplay, and they seem to be working. I guess for the LEDs, I'm just going to run a daisy chain for the power, and power on that way, straight from the marquee. Okay, I'm done wiring player 1. They're all lit up. They're looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and wire up player 2. Then I'm going to work on cleaning the volume button. Okay, I'll unhook the wires for both the power switch and the volume switch. Then I'm going to pull it out and take a closer look at it. Okay, looking at the switches. The power switch looks fine. It's still shiny. It still feels fine also. The volume switch, however, it definitely looks like something's wasted in there. Don't know what exactly it is, but it's in there. Even the bottom board, it's looking kind of nasty. The switch, it feels very stiff. I'm going to have to go ahead and take this out and take it apart and get it cleaned up. Just going to use this knife to pry the legs open so I can take the bottom board off. Yeah, it's looking pretty nasty inside. Go ahead and take it completely apart, and I'm just going to scrub everything down with some alcohol and a toothbrush. Okay, I'm scrubbing every part down I can. I'll try to get as clean as I can with just the alcohol. I'm using some compressed air to dry it out quicker and hopefully blow any loose debris or anything that might be trapped in there. Now with everything clean, I'm just going to go ahead and reassemble my switch and get everything put back into the deck. I'm just straightening up the legs so that the bottom board will go back on easier. And get them as straight as I can. Now to line up our slider with our main board and reassemble our switch. Okay, here I'm just bending the legs back under the board to lock my switch back together. I tied a knot in the power wire, and then I made a little notch into the bottom cover just so the power wire can't be yanked out accidentally or any other way. It should be secure once I put the bottom cover on. I'm going to put the bottom cover on so you can see what I'm talking about. I made my own power adapter using a wire from a broken marquee and a couple of female pigtail connectors I had. I have to use an adapter for the marquee because the marquee is only 3.5 millimeters, I believe. And my ends are 5.5 millimeters. So I had to plug in an adapter, plug the marquee into there, and put my control decking header in, and I should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and get everything plugged in. Okay, here I'm plugging up the ribbon cable, then I'm going to power it on to check everything out. Okay, my buttons are now lit back up, and I'm going to give everything one last check and get the game started. I'm going to check my volume switch, make sure it's working proper. Volume up, it seems to be working good. And volume down. The switch is all good now. Now I'm just going to check my buttons and make sure it works for gameplay. Everything seems to be good. I plan on making more repair videos, so feel free to subscribe and stay tuned. And if you found this video to be helpful, then please like and share.